For the second time in 2022, we had a controversial finish, a controversial battle for the lead, contact between the leaders, basically for the second time this year. First time it happened at Auto Club with Chase Elliott and Kyle Larson. Yesterday at Bristol Dirt, it was between Chase Briscoe and Tyler Reddick. And so, for those of you who are new to this, every time there's a controversial incident, whether it's a battle for the win, a battle for the lead, or, a wreck of any sort, I kind of give my opinion on, whose side am I on, who was in the right, who was in the wrong, that kind of thing. We've done a lot of them. We've covered a lot of them over the past few years. Joey Logano and Denny Hamlin at Martinsville in 2019. Chase Elliott and Joey Logano at Bristol in 2020. Chase Elliott and Kevin Harvick at Bristol in 2021. And, whenever something happens. I mean, I made a playlist of it. If you want to go see them all, go look at them all. But today, we're here to talk about Tyler Reddick and Chase Briscoe. Now, yesterday, of course, I did talk about it a little bit in the post-race video. Talked more about the race itself, though. Didn't really talk about the finish as much, but the situation. Tyler Reddick had been leading for the last good chunk of the race, and he had pulled away to a little over second and a half lead over Kyle Busch, Chase Briscoe, Joey Logano, some of those other guys, and Briscoe was fighting with Kyle Busch, and he finally got to second, and he had chased down Tyler Reddick. Tyler Reddick was looking for his first ever Cup Series win. Chase Briscoe was looking for his second ever Cup Series win, and Reddick was holding on for dear life. Briscoe was faster. He was right there. He was on his bumper at times, but he never made the move until the last lap in the last two turns. Briscoe had himself a good run to get right up on Tyler Reddick's bumper, going down the back stretch, and then into 3 and 4. Let's watch it. He absolutely sends it here, as you can see, as he goes below the line, and he tries to do a slide job. He tries to drift slide job something ahead of Tyler Reddick, and it massively fails. Now, one thing I'm curious of, because, I've never driven a race car myself, but I am curious if Tyler Reddick didn't try to save the spin and just let it hit the wall, let his right side pancake the wall, could he have kept it straight and kept it going to get the win? That's just a question I'm wondering. I don't know if it's actually possible for that to happen, but what if? So they go spinning. Briscoe spins, ends up finishing 22nd. Reddick does a 360, gets it gassed up going again, finishes second to Kyle Busch. And so it's pretty straightforward, I think. It's Chase Briscoe's fault. Doesn't take a rocket scientist to tell you that one. Both incidents that we've had this year have been pretty straightforward on who's at fault. It was Chase Briscoe. He was being aggressive for a win. No other way to say it, and he overstepped the line. That was honestly, it's kind of like Chase Elliott. It was a little bit more aggressive than Chase Elliott at Bristol in 2020 with him and Logano, but it was almost the same result to where they were both taken out of contention for the win. But Briscoe sent it extremely aggressively, and I think he said after the race that he knew he couldn't make the move, which I was like, I guess heat of the moment, you're thinking, why not go for it? But it was bold, and, Reddick tried his best to save it. He almost saved it, but I am genuinely curious, what if he just, pancaked the right side of his car into the wall? Could he have rode the wall, gotten off of it, and, eventually won? But, Tyler Reddick has every right to be furious. He could have punched him in the face. He could have, drop-kicked him in the face. He could have 360 backflip sucker punched him in the face, but he didn't. They were actually very respectful to each other. They shook hands. They discussed the incident. They left with smiles on their faces. That part was I was like, interesting. But no ill will towards each other, it seemed like. No hard feelings. It was just a hard racing for the win. They seemed like they were having a good time until the end of the race when they crashed. But I talk about on here a lot that I like fights. I think fights are cool. When I was talking about that Ty Gibbs, Sam Mayer fight last week, I was very passionate about it. I was like, yeah, fight, let's go. But honestly, it's pretty cool to see two guys after getting wrecked out, or one guy who got completely wiped out going for his first career win, respects the guy at the end, shakes his hand and says, okay, And I thought that was really cool of both of them, you know. Chase Briscoe to go over and apologize, as he should, because it's 100% his fault. No one is questioning that, I don't think, but it is Chase Briscoe's fault. He did a dumb, over-aggressive move he didn't need to make. I understand going for the win. It's a Cup Series win. It's Bristol dirt, you know. So, you know, you want to win a Cup race, but yeah, it was an over-aggressive move for sure. But yeah, other than that, I mean, seriously, they both handled themselves very well post-race. I thought they were very respectful to each other. And Tyler Reddick, I think Tyler Reddick was being a little bit too hard on himself after the race. Reddick was saying that he made too many mistakes, that he, you know, messed up too many times, and, you know, maybe he made a slight mistake or two, but Chase Briscoe seemed to have the best car all day long, so I feel like Reddick really did everything he could have. It was going to be hard to keep Briscoe behind him or to keep Briscoe far enough away where he couldn't make a move, because Briscoe truly did have one of the best cars in the field. Briscoe's got a ton of experience on dirt, so you know, Briscoe seemed like the best car and one of the best drivers in the field yesterday, so it was going to be tough to keep him behind you. So I think Reddick was being a little bit too hard on himself, but, you know, that's just my opinion. Maybe he did truly make too many mistakes, you know. Maybe he chose the wrong line a couple times. Maybe he got a little bit too high. Maybe he slid up a little bit, but yeah, I think Reddick was being a little bit too hard on himself there. I think he's got to give himself some credit, but his first win is coming soon. I mean, truly it is. As for Briscoe, I mean, it's a dumb move. If Reddick, in a sense, you could say owes him one, but I don't think it escalates any farther after this. Truly, I don't. But, yeah, so to wrap this thing up, just to kind of conclude it, we got fault on Briscoe on track. It's really not a question. Yeah, that Briscoe with an over-aggressive move. He's going for the win, sure, but yeah, no, he wiped himself and the guy leading out. After the race, I thought it was very respectful, very cool of both drivers to be very polite, respectful to each other. Seemed really neat, and yeah, that's all I got. So thanks for watching this. Hope you enjoyed the race yesterday. If you ended up staying up for the whole thing or staying at the whole thing, if you were at the track, it was an interesting race. If you want to go see my race recap, it's my most recent video other than this one, so go look at that. But yeah, we got a couple races coming up this weekend. We got the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix at Imola for F1, and then we got Talladega for NASCAR. I'm going to be at that, so I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, hope you have a great rest of your day. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. See you in the next video.